Hey, what's up, crew? It's been a while since I've posted up my warm-up, so I've cut out some of the stuff, and here's the warm-up. For those of you guys who are saying that it's too long, I don't want to do a warm-up this long, it really doesn't take that long. I've cut out, all the stuff in between, but from beginning to end, including everything, it takes me 15 minutes max. Especially if you're moving through it at a pretty good clip, which you should be, because it's nice to get a little sweat on as you're getting ready. And I really feel that it gives me positive benefit as I'm going into my workout. This one's called Making Lemonade because I went in expecting to hit 3 sets of 2 for my max effort work on squats. Didn't quite pan out that way, but it's not like I'm just gonna go home. I changed things up and I figured out a way to get in a good amount of work. Felt like I needed some work on my hamstrings, so I threw in some RDLs and just played around with pauses, closing my eyes, things like that to get a little bit more work in, and then threw in a bunch of sets of leg presses at the end. And that's kind of a characteristic that I've thrown in, is that when I feel like I haven't been working hard enough, I'll put in a 5x5 of a meaningful exercise, and it really helps drive it home. No one really wants to waste their time when they go to the gym, and just because you don't hit the numbers you expect doesn't mean that it's a complete waste of time. There's lots of ways to make sure that you're getting a good amount of work in. This is one of them. So you've seen the different phases of the workout. Usually I do rows, but there was someone on both row machines, so I did a barbell complex to begin with. This is a little bit of ab cueing here. I start from a close range and I work my way towards full range. And then a band sequence, which I feel not only helps for warm-up, but also helps for you getting used to the motion of a high bar squat with the band around your butt. So this is something that might actually even be good for a corrective exercise for those of you who are working on getting better squat form. So we did the ab cueing. Here's some back cueing, some round arches. I'll do some thoracic hyperextensions, and what we call a quadruped extension, opposite arm, opposite leg here. Not only does this help work on cross-chain dynamics, but you get some glute activation, some low back activation. Notice I'm not really stretching here, you just kind of pass through peak ranges of motion. You can save most of your stretching stuff for post-workout or on off days. Got a band set up here, a little bit higher than waist high. This is the Elite FTS average band. This position here approximates a good squat if I were to tighten my upper back and simulate what that position should be like. Bodyweight squats feel awesome in this banded setup. Some hamstring stretching after this, and then finally you turn around and get in essentially good morning pull through type feeling. A lot of this stuff I kind of arrived at either by watching stuff or by accident, basically just what feels good. And again, take the pieces you like, leave out the pieces you don't. Warm-ups can be very specific, very individual, or they can be cookie cutter. It doesn't really matter all that much. I had some requests to film squats from the side, so I've tried to set this up as close to the side as I can. There's going to be no text, but each time the clip cuts, it'll be up by a plate until I hit my working set. So we're 1 plate, 2 plates, 3 plates, 4 plates, etc. I've tried to leave my belt off for a few more sets than I usually do, just because I'd like to get more bracing and get a little bit stronger in the midsection. I should be entering a dieting phase here coming up in a few weeks now as I prepare for a February meet. I want to give myself more than enough time so that I'm under and coming up into competition for the 198s, and then June's meet after that. nice power belly. So we're looking from the side here, some things to pay attention to: back angle, knee angle, when do I take a breath. The bar is positioned up pretty high there, and I do like to drop pretty straight down, which means that the knees will come forward. I don't see that as a problem, or it hasn't been so far. So this is feeling a lot heavier than it should be feeling, based off of the work that I've been doing. So I'm kind of really struggling to get up there. I'm at 550 right now. So I was supposed to do 2 reps there. I called it. I'm like, all right, let's change the game plan, and you know, we just keep moving on. The ability to adapt is extremely important to the powerlifter or the weightlifter. So if there's anything that you guys take away as far as the lesson, I'd like that to be it. Adapt to the circumstances, to schedule. You know, you're not going to have the perfect workout schedule. You're not going to be able to hit your 9 a.m. workout every single day. You might have to get it in the afternoon. You might have to skip a day. You might have to skip a week. It's about longevity and pursuing this over the long term. So I'm trying to get something else out of here. I'm doing double pause on the way down, pause at the bottom, and pause on the way up. And these are not easy. I was really surprised. So I might throw these back in at some time. I'm finding, by the way, that I'm relatively weak in front squatting, in RDL, most likely because you have to stabilize with my midsection. I've been using a belt for so long that that's not natural at the present moment. So I'm throwing those things in to make myself stronger overall. I'm going super narrow on these to try to get more quad drive. You know, I focused heavily on the hamstrings a second ago, and now I'm focusing heavily on quads. These are great, by the way. If you end up using leg pressing, I heavily favor the 2 jointed varieties. One's jointed just behind my feet, and then one closer to the base of the machine. It feels more natural, closer to what you'd expect from a squat, instead of the sled type machines that you can see on the left side of the screen here. That's going to do it for today, guys. Again, stay tuned for big announcements. Love you. Talk to you soon.